On this episode of the Ballpark Boys, we're going to learn which ballpark food makes teams the most money. And we'll talk with a very special guest who played for the Expos organization back in the day.
The Ballpark Boys. The Ballpark Boys. The Ballpark Boys.
All right, it's episode number 2 of
The Ballpark Boys.
Ooh, I like doing that in unison. It has been a busy last little while since episode 1 debuted. We went to that California Winter League game that we talked with Andrew Starkey about, and you collected a whole bunch of foul balls there.
Got popcorn and M&Ms.
You were able to trade in the foul balls for snacks, right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool baseball experience. We went to a couple of spring training games in Arizona.
Yeah.
Who did we see?
Dodgers against Angels, and then Athletics versus Padres.
Guardians.
I think. Guardians.
Yep.
Really fun.
The World Baseball Classic. We watched Venezuela win.
Yeah, first time ever, right?
First time ever for Venezuela winning. I felt so good for those guys. You could tell how much they wanted it.
Yeah.
And they went and got it. Little League season is going pretty well so far.
5-1.
Yep, our team is 5-1. And we've been planning this upcoming spring break Ballpark Boys road trip that's going to take us to 8 ballparks in 8 days, weather allowing. Charlotte Knights, Gwinnett Stripers, Atlanta Braves, Louisville Bats, Nashville Sound, Memphis Redbirds, Rocket City Trash Pandas, and Columbus Clingstones, all in the course of an 8-day road trip across spring break.
First Braves game for me.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Well, that's what's coming up. Those 3 new ballparks that we visited over the past couple of months takes our grand total of ballparks visited up to, do you know?
49 or 48?
48. You got it?
Yeah.
But let's talk about one of my favorite ballpark visits to date.
The Ballpark Boys.
June 1st, 2024. You had just finished 3rd grade, Jackson, and we hopped on a plane for a Pacific Northwest road trip.
Oh, that one.
Our very first time seeing a non-American team play. What team was it, Jackson? Do you remember?
No.
The Vancouver
Canadians.
That's right. They were taking on the Tri-City Dust Devils at a place called Nat Bailey Stadium in Vancouver.
Yeah.
We got there way early. It was like a little gray and drizzly.
Now I remember this.
So we were just hanging out in the stands, and I bet you remember this because the promotions team approached us and asked if you, Mr. Jackson, might be interested in doing what?
Putting the ball on the pitcher's mound.
Delivering the game ball to the pitcher's mound. It's a big responsibility, right?
Yeah. Let's
give a listen to that moment. Pretty cool memory, right?
Yeah.
What were you thinking when you ran out onto the field?
If I mess up, do I go to jail or not?
Well, you didn't step on the foul line, so good first step. If you want to see that video, it's on Instagram at the Ballpark Boys. But in the meantime, some fun facts about Nat Bailey Stadium in Vancouver. This is actually 2026, about to be their 75th anniversary of having games at that ballpark.
That is crazy.
Quite a while, right? You were there for part of history. During the 4th inning, they have a mascot race, and the mascots who race are Chef Wasabi, Mr. Kapamaki, Miss BC Roll, Sadaharu Soy, and then the Chopstick twins, Chop and Sticks.
Oh.
Can you guess why those are the mascots who race?
Some sort of food promotion?
Yeah, it's a nod to Vancouver's world-class sushi culture.
Oh.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
They've got a piece of history out in the outfield, a manual scoreboard. So literally, like, they have to do it by hand during the games.
Oh.
And they got that scoreboard from the Seattle Pilots, which were a Major League Baseball team for one season before they became, all sorts of trivia in this one. What team did the Seattle Pilots become, Jackson?
Mariners.
That is a fair guess, but it is incorrect. The Seattle Pilots actually became the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh.
See? This is such an informative podcast, right?
Yeah.
Nat Bailey Stadium, because it's in Vancouver, a lot of like TV shows and movies film there. So it has been used as a filming location because it's a baseball field in this place that, you know, a lot of projects film. So it's been on things like Psych and MacGyver and Highlander, and you've probably never seen any of those shows.
Or heard of them.
Yep, that's fair. And then my personal favorite thing, outside of you delivering the game ball to the mound, about our experience at Nat Bailey Stadium was the nooner. Do you have any idea what that is?
No.
Okay. The nooner is a burger that they only serve when the team is playing an afternoon game.
Oh, so it's pretty special.
It is very special. It's like a brunch burger. So it's got the beef patty. It's got a fried egg on it. It's got bacon and American cheese, and it's all on this delicious toasted bun.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It was the best ballpark burger I have ever had. And I didn't even know that it was a thing. We just happened to be there during this daytime game, but I'm so happy that we were, so I got to enjoy a nooner.
Oh, that makes sense. Noon.
So a little bit later this episode, we're going to be talking the best ballpark bites with our Ballpark Boys community. And we're going to be doing a giveaway associated with the game that we went to. It's actually something we took home from the game in Vancouver that we're going to be giving away. So stay tuned for that.
But first, it's time for this episode's special guest interview.
The Ballpark Boys.
My name is Cliff Ker. I have the good fortune of being neighbors with Jackson and John and Jenny and Jinx. My understanding is that this interview is being done because I played a little baseball when I was younger.
How fast was your fastest pitch?
You know, I'm not sure. Back in those days, 50, 55 years ago, the radar guns were not very sophisticated, and they used one once, and they told me that my fastball was like 91 or 92 miles an hour.
Wow.
Well, there were other guys that threw harder than I did, but that was pretty good.
When did you start playing?
Well, I first played organized baseball when I was 8 years old in the Granada Hills National Little League.
And then?
I played again when I was 9, and I wasn't very good. Then when I was 10, I was one of two 10-year-olds on a team called the Giants, and we were undefeated that year, 1963. And the all-star team from Granada Hills National Little League went all the way and won the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And several of the guys on that team were my teammates during the regular season. But then when I was 11, I got a little bit better. I was still on the Giants. And then when I was 12, I was really good. I was on the all-star team myself. And actually, there were several of us that went on and played professional baseball. And one of the guys on the team actually made it to the major leagues.
Who was that?
Well, his name is Mark Badaska. He was an outfielder and a pitcher. Didn't play very much with the Oakland Athletics. There was another guy named Jeff Hooper that signed with the Minnesota Twins. Another guy named Dave Saylor that also signed with the Minnesota Twins. And, of course, I signed with the Montreal Expos.
If I did my research correctly, you were actually drafted twice. Is that right?
That's correct. I was first drafted in high school by the New York Mets. The main guy that was scouting me was a little old guy by the name of Dutch Zwilling. And he told me once that the Mets wanted to send another guy to take a look at me so they could get a second opinion. And he wanted to know if I would be pitching at Sylmar High School the next week. I said, yeah, I think so. So I'm warming up in the bullpen, and you know who he walks up with?
Who's that?
Casey Stengel.
It's a big name.
So he scouted me. But then the contract that the Mets offered me, my dad and I thought was not sufficient, so we declined. And I went back into the pool, and then the following January, in was then known as the secondary phase, I was drafted by the Montreal Expos. I was playing at Valley College at the time.
Okay.
And after the season, they offered me a contract, and my dad and I said, okay, this is good. We'll accept. And so we signed.
And then what teams did you play for in the Expos organization?
My first year, I was with the Bradenton Expos in the Gulf Coast League. And in the beginning of August of that year, I was promoted to the West Palm Beach Expos in the Florida State League. The next year, went to spring training in Homestead, Florida, which was a horrible place.
Oh, no.
Stayed in a real dumpy motel, and the field was... And I thought that I was going to be going back to West Palm Beach, but for some reason, they said, no, you're not going to West Palm Beach. You go home and you come back in June and go to Jamestown, New York, and play for the Jamestown Falcons, not Falcons, Falcons,
Okay.
in the New York Penn League. At that time, I was getting kind of discouraged, so I had pretty much made up my mind that I was going to quit at the end of that year. So I did, and they placed me on the voluntary retired list. So as far as I know, I'm still on the voluntary retired list after 55 years.
It's quite a while.
Yeah.
Your professional career would have been early 70s, right?
1970 and 1971, correct.
I kind of look back on that era of baseball as being like a golden era, but I never really experienced it. I mean, do you look back on that time with fondness? Do you think it was different than what baseball is today? Or is that just me kind of putting a romantic twist on things?
There were a lot of good ball players back then in the major leagues and in the minor leagues too, of course.
Yeah.
Willie Mays, Henry Aaron, Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think that the players are bigger and stronger now than they were back then, so they're probably better. Although we romanticize about the golden era of baseball, as you said back then.
Of course. I feel like we have the great fortune of literally living across the street from you. And so I'll be out picking up mail and you'll just drop a story on me about Dwight Evans playing at Chatsworth High School. But I feel like between playing in Little League with these guys who ended up being pro players and high school and minor leagues, between all of those experiences that you've had, is there a story that you love most to tell about your time playing or the guys you encountered?
Well, you mentioned the Dwight Evans story, and I'll tell that one.
Please. One of my favorite players growing up as a kid.
We first met at Granada Hills High School, and we were going out for the B football team, and neither one of us made the team, so we used to sit on the sidelines, and sometimes we would play in what were called the rink scrimmages. Well, then baseball season came around, and both of us tried out for baseball, and he was a third baseman in those days. And we thought he was pretty good. But the guy that was the junior varsity baseball coach was also the football coach. And he liked a guy that was a football player. And so this other guy played third base instead of Dwight. And Dwight, none of us understood why, because he was pretty good even back then. So he got mad and he transferred to Chatsworth High School. And he was an all-city third baseman as an 11th grader and a 12th grader at Chatsworth High School. Then, of course, he signed with the Red Sox, and I guess they told him, well, you're a big guy, and you can run, and you can throw, so we're going to put you in the outfield. And then he played right field for, 17, 18, 19 years for the Boston Red Sox.
Legendary.
I had not seen him for several years, but at the Florida Instructional League in 1970, we were in Sarasota, and he was there, and he came walking up to me, and he said, "Hi, Cliff, how you doing?" I go, "Dwight."
He grew a little bit, huh?
He grew a lot. He's a very nice guy, by the way, as well as being a great baseball player.
So you mentioned that you got frustrated playing, and you made the decision that you were going to call it at the end of that season. I'm sure that wasn't the easiest decision to come to as a young guy, right? 20, 21 years old. Were you able to, at that point, did you know what you were going to do instead?
I wasn't really sure. I'd kind of been interested in law. I toyed with the idea of going to law school. As it turned out, I didn't go to law school. I got into education instead.
Were there lessons that you learned in baseball that you were able to apply to education to life outside of baseball?
You know, I'd always been very competitive, and I tried to work hard. And that's what I tried to instill in my students when I was a classroom teacher. And when I was out of the classroom working with other teachers, tried to instill that with them. And then, of course, the last 17 years of my career, I was in charge of academic decathlon for the Los Angeles Unified School District, and got to work with some phenomenal kids and teachers with that.
It's like running a league, right?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Good comparison.
I would imagine a lot of that kind of team dynamic, getting people to come together and compete against each other and learning how to compete spilled over into that world. And there have been some very successful academic decathlon teams, right, from LAUSD?
Yes. In my 17 years, we had 13 national championship teams.
Well, seeing as we are the Ballpark Boys, that's the name of this podcast, a question that we ask everyone is if you have a favorite ballpark.
I've played in some nice ballparks, but my favorite is a place where I never played and I wanted to play at Dodger Stadium.
It's a pretty special place, right?
Yep.
And you're still a Dodgers fan?
I'm a Dodgers fan. I have been since they won their first World Series in 1959. Wow. I'm still a Dodgers fan.
It's been a good couple of past years, huh?
Yes, back to back.
What are you looking forward to as we head into this 2026 season?
I'd like to see the Dodgers win again, but I know how hard it is because all the teams in Major League Baseball are so good and there's so many good players. But I'll be rooting for the Dodgers.
Cliff Ker, thank you so much for making the time, and it truly has been a pleasure. I love hearing about your time playing and words of wisdom beyond the diamond.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
On the way, this episode's giveaway, and in a couple of minutes, we'll be going around the horn to talk about the best ballpark bites. But first, Mom!
This is the portion of the podcast where we bring Jackson's mom, my beautiful wife, Jenny Bunny, the accountant, in to talk about the financial side of baseball. Seeing as we're getting ready for opening day, I thought it might be interesting to take a look at just how much money is made off the concessions that are sold at ballparks. Jenny?
Before I tell our audience, why don't you guys take a guess? You tell me what you think makes the most money on concessions. Jackson.
Hot dogs and burgers.
Hot dogs and burgers?
Yeah.
That would be considered specialty foods. Nachos, pretzels, hot dogs, burgers. But after doing my research, snow cones have the highest profit margin. Can you guess why?
Heat.
No, what are snow cones made out of?
Snow. Ice.
Ice. Do you think ice is expensive?
Yeah.
No. Snow cones are up there at a 95% margin.
Don't know what that means.
I think an easy way to think about it is for every dollar they make from selling a snow cone, 95% of it is profit.
Yeah.
Because it really only takes 5 cents to make the ice and the syrup that goes on it, right?
Yeah?
So they're making a lot of money on those snow cones.
You know, I make my own syrup for my coffee, right?
Yeah, I've
Because
known
it's
that.
super, super cheap to make it at home. It's just sugar and water. So just think of what all these ballparks are doing. They're selling snow cones, and it's ice and syrup. That's it.
You said snow cones. I was going to guess water.
Guess how much profit they make on water?
40%.
They make 90% because they're getting it wholesale for like 25 cents a bottle. And how much do you pay for a bottle of water at a ballpark?
$5.
$5 to
At
$7.
least.
Yeah.
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 And you know that's why I always bring my refillable water bottle and just use the water fountain, because it's the same water and it's free when you just fill up your own little cup or your own little bottle with something from the water fountain, right? And so many
Yeah.
ballparks now have like the bottle refill stations. I will never, ever, ever pay $5 for water.
And this is not for you, Jackson, but alcohol, that's an 80 to 90% margin.
So basically water.
It's probably what they're serving you. It's what it tastes like to me.
The Ballpark Boys.
Now it's time to go around the horn and hear from our Ballpark Boys community.
And it really is so easy to join that community. Just connect with us on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or YouTube. Everywhere we are at the Ballpark Boys. And you too can answer hard-hitting questions like, what food are you most looking forward to enjoying at the ballpark this season? Marie?
Hey, Jackson and John. What I look forward at a ballpark would be nachos, a hot dog, pretzels, and a nice cold brewski.
Let's hear from Liam.
Funnel cake. You can have different flavors like strawberry Oreo, strawberry shortcake, the most sweetest and most delicious dessert ever that a park can have.
Emily?
My favorite ballpark snack is the nachos, the kind with the ultra-processed cheese that comes out of the machine. But if I'm in Pittsburgh watching the Pirates, I'll be eating a permane sandwich.
How about you, Molly?
Hey, Ballpark Boys. The snack I'm most excited for is literally anything served in a tiny plastic baseball helmet. But if we are talking ballpark specific, it has to be the garlic fries at Oracle or the churros at the San Jose Giants Stadium. Those are literally the best churros on earth. Way better than Disneyland, way better than anything, and you can only get them there.
Wow, churros that are better than Disneyland? It's got to go on the list. Jackson, what would you say is your favorite ballpark food?
It's between burgers, corn dogs, and pizza.
I feel like it's all of the above when we go to games. Over the course of 9 innings, you're always like, Dad, can I get some more? Can I get some more? Can I get some more? Is there any one of those 3 things that sticks out to you? A game that you remember where you had an exceptional burger or corn dog or pizza?
Spring training this year, the A's, a foot-long corn dog.
I do remember you eating that and saying, this is the best corn dog I've ever had, Dad.
Yeah.
How much was it?
I'm not sure that was a Jenny approved purchase, but
Was it worth it regardless of whatever it cost?
Yeah.
And what about you, Jenny Bunny? Favorite ballpark food?
I gotta say, I am a sucker for a nice salty pretzel warm with mustard.
Ooh, mustard.
Oh, it's so delicious. And you can't just get them anywhere. A ballpark is the place to get it.
Mustard!
What is that?
Oh, no, Jenny.
Is that a new 6-7 thing?
No. Just move on, Jackson.
Oh, God.
How about you, Dad?
So last summer, we were at an Arkansas Travelers game, and a gentleman by the name of Eugene was manning the grill and serving up fried bologna sandwiches. Yes, you've heard this maybe a time or two. I'd never had a fried bologna sandwich, and I was curious. And Eugene sliced off this chunk of bologna from a big old slab and threw it on the grill. And he had the special relish that he whipped up and spread on it. And it was absolutely exquisite. I'd never had anything like it. It was soft and delicious. And man, that is going to be a tough one to beat in my book.
I can make you a bologna sandwich here.
I don't know. We could try, but Eugene had some special skills on the grill.
The Ballpark Boys.
Thank you, Ballpark Boys listeners, for sticking around this long. Now, let's give something away.
I love that idea, Jackson. For this episode's giveaway, we're going to re-give away something that we got when we visited Nat Bailey Stadium in Canada.
What is it?
It's a drink koozie. You're looking at it right now. It's like an insulated cover to keep your soda can or your beer can nice and cool. And it is, of course, branded with the Vancouver Canadians logo. And I think it's fair, once again, to call this a rare giveaway because chances are the people listening don't have one of these.
Yeah.
So to enter this episode's giveaway, just follow The Ballpark Boys on Instagram at The Ballpark Boys, like the pinned post, and comment with your favorite ballpark beverage. This giveaway will be open until 11:59 p.m. Eastern on March 31st, 2026. Winner must be 21 or older and will be selected at random from all eligible entries. The giveaway is in no way sponsored, endorsed, or administered by or associated with Instagram or the Vancouver Canadians. Good luck. And finally, it's becoming a tradition that we are going to end every Ballpark Boys episode with a quote. Opening day for major league teams across the country is happening this week. Many minor league teams are beginning to play as well. And with that in mind, Jackson, here is a quote from a guy named Herb Caen, who wrote for the San Francisco Chronicle for almost 60 years. He once wrote, listen to this, I think you'll appreciate it. There is no athlete who is as much of a child as the ball player on opening day. Doesn't that kind of feel like the way it should be?
Yeah.
Play ball. Let's go.
Woo.
Thanks so much for listening.
I'm Jackson.
And I'm John.
And I'm Jenny Bunny.
Oh, you're still here?
Wow.
Are you going to join us on this part, Jenny? And we'll see you on the next episode of
The Ballpark Boys.
Oh, I'm not sure I like her on that part.
Yeah.
No, because I'm not a boy.
Yeah, get out.
The Ballpark Boys.